The strange history of Legos. Fun facts about Legos. The name Lego is an abbreviation of the two Danish words legat, with the meaning play well. There are 62 Lego bricks for every one of the world's 7 billion inhabitants. Lego is the leading manufacturer of tiny tires. They manufacture around 306 million tires per year. In fact, the company makes almost 100 million more tires than second-place Michelin. Keep in mind, though, that these tires are for toys, and unless you're a fairy or a small elf, you cannot use these on the car that you drive. So you really can't talk about Legos unless you first talk about Kittycraft. Hilary Harry Fisher Page was an English toy maker and inventor. He founded the Kittycraft Toy Company in 1932 with several different partners. Originally, Page imported wooden toys from Russia, but later began introducing his own designs. Page had become increasingly unhappy using wood as a material for children's toys and was an early advocate of plastics as a safe and hygienic alternative. In 1936, he began manufacturing Kittycraft Sensible toys using new injection molding technology. And in 1937, these were sold under the Brie Plax brand, forming a new company, British Plastic Toys Ltd. Among them was an interlocking building cube for which he received a British patent in 1940. But how did Lego steal from Kittycraft? Let's talk about Ole Kirk Christensen. He was a Danish carpenter. In 1916, Christensen bought a company called Bulland Woodworking and Carpentry Shop with the money he had saved over the years. During the late 1920s, the business focused on restoring and developing new buildings and also producing household goods for the local community. In 1924, Christensen's business was almost destroyed when his sons, Carl George and Gottfried, caused a fire to break out after tinkering with wood shavings. Consequently, both the workshop and the family home burned down. Following this event, Christensen decided to expand his business and planned the building of a larger workshop with a family apartment. In 1930, Christensen employed a small workforce to maintain his growing business. In 1932, he founded the construction company, the Lego Group. Over the course of his working life, Christensen developed his business from a small woodworking shop that sold household products into a wooden toy manufacturer. In 1934, he named the company Lego and defined its core principles. Lego would eventually transfer to the production of plastic bricks following the purchase of a plastic molding machine in 1947. Ole Kirk Christensen and his son Gottfried became aware of the Kittycraft brick after examining a sample given to them by the British supplier of the first injection molding machine they had purchased. Realizing the potential, Ole modified the Kittycraft brick and in 1949 marketed his own version, the automatic binding brick. That became the Lego brick in 1953. Page was reportedly never aware of this, according to his family. The company, Lego, Ole Christensen founded, expanded into Western Europe. British Lego Ltd. was set up in late 1959, and the first sets were sold the following year. Lego eventually acquired the residual rights to the Kittycraft brick designs in 1981. In an out-of-court settlement, Lego paid 45,000 euros to the new owners of Page's company, Hester Kittycraft. Lego acknowledges Kittycraft as the origin of their bricks on their history website and tells a different version of how that happened. They say that they contacted Kittycraft in the late 1950s to ask them if they would object to the Lego brick, but Kittycraft did not object. Getting back to Page, troubled by pressures on the business and fearing a collapse of his company, Page died by suicide on June 24th, 1957. In 1987, his widow stated he died before Lego brought the product out in Britain. He did not know about its success. On March 11th, 1958, just a year later, Christensen experienced a cardiac arrest and died at the age of 66, and his third son, the one who burned down his father's company and house, Gottfried, promptly took over the company until his death in 1995. Ole died just before his son used the automatic binding brick as the basis for the company's system of play, which was the foundation of the modern Lego construction toy, which was different from the slotted side bricks originally made by Kittycraft. So, the foundation of the Lego was actually built by two men, Hilary Harry Fisher Page and Ole Kirk Christensen. But the success of Lego was really the work of the firebug's son, Gottfried. So just goes to show you, those kids who get in trouble at a young age for arson and such, they could be great entrepreneurs in the making. Our last fun fact, Lego has made enough bricks that if they were stacked on top of each other, they would connect the Earth to the moon 10 times over. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. This podcast was produced by Dead to Me Productions and the brainchild of Amy Domestico. Thank you, Spreaker, for being such a great podcasting platform.